Hello, this is RN, and today we are going to provide the NQUO Society software demo. This particular software is more used as property management or society software for managing the recurring billing of either property, society, housing, or small market, mall, Arcadia, and those areas which offers small units for recurring billing. So we will surely go through some of the key features related to initial setup and how this software can be used. So we'll create some entries as well and view some of the key features. Okay, so now I think the key point here is once you receive the download link, either if it is an listed site or any particular area, download the software or setup file, double click on the setup file and install the software. Once you install this particular software, you should be able to use the login screen, and the login screen, when you get to that, you should be able to log in using the admin mode. The login ID is admin, password is admin. Once you log in using the admin mode, you should be able to see the screen that I'm sharing right now. So the moment you load onto the screen with this particular software, all you need to do is basically click on the help and click on content. And once you do that, you should be able to see the details of all the help. Spend some time in reviewing the entire help, but as a part of the initial setup, the key factor is to go through the step-by-step guide. Click on that and review at least these key steps that are necessary for setting up of your initial software. Now let us quickly go through some of these key parts, and we'll certainly add some new items as well. And as you can see, what important aspects are needed, and according to that you can manage. Okay, so all fields are mandatory. They cannot be blanks. Put either any of the character while entering the details. So the next step is you need to click on admin society to provide your society or property related information. You need to add some users. You can do that. You can set up the users, the licenses. If you receive the license, you can update the product key, or you can explore the trial version, which almost do not have any specific limitations. Set up the preference, set up message, and you can also set up the customization. So we'll go through those details. So once we are set up with admin related aspect, we'll go through setting up of building charge account and create some units and stuff, and you can see how to bill those units that are in rental mode. Let me flip on the screen real quick. Go to admin society, and here you can include your society. Again, we are calling this particular software as more of society. There is a nature and name of this particular software, but overall this is a property management as well as, in other words, we can call it as society, property, or housing management, or any of the rental management. So this is more of a generic name that we have chosen. Okay, so I think all you need to do is click on the modify button, make some changes. Say we will do this AGI LLC, AG registered LLC, and those details, and any particular details that is relevant to the address and information. Some of these fields are certainly used as a part of the reports that we create. Okay, so let's save it. Click on exit, go to admin, select users option, and here you should be able to modify the password if you need to be. The default is, as I said, is admin, and the password is admin. You can change that at later point in time. That is the default login that you should use it for all these features. Let's move on. The next is licenses. Licenses, as I said, if you have some license that you purchased, you can enter that. If not, explore the trial option. The next key important thing is preference. Click on admin preference. Here you can see that you should be able to provide some information related to the bill header, message 1 to footer. Is there a tax structure that you need to follow? What is the tax label? Do you charge interest on outstanding amount? If it is yes, what is the interest? Again, you have to calculate the interest properly based on monthly basis, and that is the way how it is calculated. Any interest label you want to put, amount round off, is there a currency you want to include, do you need to show currency, what is the bill label you need to provide. So for now we have put rental bill new and default account. So this account is basically for the accounting purposes. This is more of a basic accounting. So all we are going to do is any kind of bills that you are creating or manual bills that you want it to move into accounting, or any of the pay staff or work order that you need to move into accounting, they will go into this particular account. Finally, enable email. So if you feel that you would like to set up some email and send emails for some of your units or tenants or property aspect, you can enable the email, and accordingly the email setup that you have set it will utilize that setup and send the emails. Let's exit this one. So the preference is one of the key aspect that you need to manage properly. Next is message. As I said earlier, if there is a email message that you would like to send to customers or your units related to the bill, you should be able to set this out. The default is Outlook. SMTP, if you have your own domain or other piece, you can do that. If you need specific details on the SMTP setup, contact us and we'll provide the information. Okay, the last is customize, and this is more of screen related aspect. What you need to change, if you want to change any of the screen setup, color, texture, font, size, or you want to set up password so that nobody should be able to modify those things, you can do it for modify password or to delete. Explore these options which are more self-explanatory, and I hope you will be able to make changes. And this software certainly needs some of the time from you. Once you set it up properly, maybe spend some time, and later on you don't need to set it up and everything should be moving smoothly. Okay, so we went through all the details of admin, and the next key aspect which we talked about is, let me flip, is to set up the building, charge and account. So all we are going to do is set up those pieces. So I'll go to master, I'll set up a building. Okay, we'll certainly create some new entries so that you can understand how to do that. Just click on the add button and confirm add. I'll add, say, new building. So this is the new building that we are going to charge. Put the informations. Okay, so the building name has been entered. Click on save. So that is more of a categorization of all the units which will fall within the new building group. Okay, we'll understand how it can be used. The next is master. Click on master and charge. Now we will say that there's some charges already there. Let me put some inquiry here. So we have these charges over here. So let us put some monthly recurring charges. Okay, let me add that. Let's click yes. Okay, so monthly record charges. Is this taxable? Yes, this is taxable. Default amount. What is the default amount that you would like to charge? Again, these charges are default for each initial addition, but you can keep changing that. So for now, let us keep it as say 200. Okay, and we'll see that how you can be able to change that for other members or units. Go to the use tab key, click on selection, select active. So only active charges are going to be added to the units. We'll click remarks and save it. So we added, as you have seen, we added the building and we added a charge account. This is the default account that we have. If you need to add a new account that should be tied to the accounting, you can certainly add that. Okay, so that's very specific about admin and master which we created. Now the next key piece, let me flip, is to set up the units and staff. The staff is not so mandatory, but unit we should be able to set up. So let me flip, let me create one unit. So these are the units which we have. So how I will add one unit, I am going to add one new unit which is aligned to the new building that we created, which is a category, and we'll give some unit name and add the charges. Okay, so and we can see that how you can create bills. I'm going to add the unit. Let me add it. Click confirm add. Yes. Click on the plus sign. This is a new building which we created. Unit is U say 111. Is this a residence, shop, business, others? This is a shop. Let us click this 2 times. This comes as shop. Member name is, say for example, either you can put the shop name or member name. We'll put star shop. Okay, residents, you want to put it, you can just leave it as is. You have some unit area, you can put that. So this is 1,000 area, and this can be any area, whether it is, just for information purposes that you want to maintain. Again, it will not be used for any calculations. Are there any vehicles? Yes, there are 2 vehicles that are parked. We can use for parking charges. Vehicle plate, I don't want to enter. Reputation, you can leave it blank. Phone number, if you want to put anything, you can put it. For temporary purpose, we can just ignore it. Email ID, say abc.xyz. Now we are temporarily putting this email, but you certainly need to have the email for the units so that you can build the things properly. Okay, so the monthly charges is coming blank now. Billing balance. So let us assume that when you set up this particular star shop, is there a you're taken some token, or is there any outstanding balance? Let me put say 500, and I'll mark this as active. Yes, remarks. And now you can start adding the charges. Okay, if you try to save it, it will say add the charges. So I will add the charges. We defined one new charge, if you recollect, monthly recurring charge. So here is the piece I was talking about, that you can make changes other than the default. I'll put this as 250 and hit enter. So that is the one thing. The second thing is, say there is a repair fund which you basically charge. I'll hit enter and say this is 100 and I'll enter that. So now I want to leave this to 2 parts and close it out. Just hit the close button and save the unit. So the unit is already saved. So if you want to, by default, click on the inquiry, you can click that. You can see all these different units which are there. Scroll through for getting details. Now if you want to run the report, which is a default report, you can do that. So that will show all the list of units that are a part of the new building. If I select some other building, say A wing, it will show the list of all the members. So these are all the members who are there and some information. Okay, so staff is more to add any staff members who may manage this particular property. You can add that, and the total salary is more on a gross on monthly basis. But this is not a pay software that will calculate, but if you are if you would like to basic accounting, you can certainly do that. Next is charge update. If you need to update the charge, now one key thing here is if you need to update the charge, if there are changes in charges after a certain time and you have many number of buildings and charges that you want to update to all the units, you can do that. Try to explore this feature. This is quite good, and all you need to do is add some feature and select the charge that you want to update and select the building, so all the units will be updated for that, so want to spend some time on unit bills. Let me create a bill now. I want to create a bill for this current month, so let me add it. So I'm going to add the bill. Okay, the building ID is new building. Okay, the unit that we created is Star Shop. I will click the bill month. The current bill month is this month. So you put any of the date, but it will select as the month of April. Okay, so it is for 2021 April. Now the opening balance, interest, monthly charges, tax and closing balance, they will all be calculated. Just put some remarks and load the charges. Now when you load the charges, whatever charges that are associated to those units, those all will be captured here. I'm going to add the charges and I will say add charges to bill, yes. So as you can see, the monthly recurring charges of 250 has come, repair fund of 100 has come. Okay, this is taxable, this is not taxable, got added today. There was an opening balance, if you recollect, of 500, so the interest will be calculated on that because we selected interest to be calculated. Next is the monthly charges is 250 plus 100 is 350, and total of all these pieces is 855. Now you just save it and it's all set. Okay, so run the report for this bill and you can see that this is the way how the bill is generated. This is a rental bill new for AG LLC rental bill. This is to this building unit. Building is new building unit. The member is Star Shop, and this is the bill receipt and the bill number, date, and these are the charges. This is the charge ID, charge name. This is the amount, and whatever message you have put there, that is going to be coming up here. And the opening balance is 500, the interest is 5, 350, and total is 855. And if you want to see this full page, you can do that. So this is the way how it looks. Okay, so I think so let me close this. The pay staff again, I think is more about how you would like to pay the staff who manage this particular property. You can do that if you want. Again, the pay cycles are 2 times in a month. Explore the option and all the active staff will be added by default to the add staff, and when you try to process that to accounting, it will go here. Now the unit bill, let me talk about this one more second. If you need to pay this bill in full, the 855, click on that, put the paid date and mode and amount, and it will directly go and transfer into accounting. So we should do that as well. Let me modify this now. So once you save the bill, modify this, pay the bill. I am paying in full and I have paid by check or say online. So right now only these features are available: cash, check, online, others. So bill paid, yes, on today's date, or it was paid say yesterday. I'll make it 17. It's online paid 855. Okay, or we will keep it 18 because the report might get skewed up. We'll see. Okay, now when you save it, this entry is going to go into the accounting. I'll save that. I'll click on the accounting just for a second, and you can see that the bill, this is the bill transaction for account M, which is the default account for the new building Star Shop. There is a credit that they have made the payment, paid online, amount of 855. This is the bill number. Now before I go to the report, I think you can know the work order. Work order are some additional works that you work out on your property. You can add that, whether it is a credit, debit, you are getting some kind of credits, or you are doing some repairs or maintenance and that you want to get it debited, those things you can add. And when you transfer it to accounting, it will be recorded here. So those are all the features which are there in transaction. Import export you can do for some of the pieces. If you want to import the units, ideally you should be able to enter. That is the ideal thing for you to have a streamlined entry. Export, you can export any of this data that you are maintaining. So let me show the generate units bill. Now the access code is required, which is similar to admin. So I'm going to click, all the units. Let us find like this. Okay, so this talks about all these units which are there. And if you want to generate a particular bill for the month, and when you hit generate, it will generate a bill for that particular month. If the bill is already created separately, there is not a duplicate bill that will be created for that unit. Now the other feature is save email bills. This will also need the access code. Select the month and select the find option. So there are these two bills which are there, and you should be able to send the email message to them when you hit process. Now the only one thing, as I said, every unit must have a valid email, otherwise the email will not go out. Try to explore this feature. It's a very good feature. Next is find replace, which is a common find and replace if you need to make some replacement. Otherwise you can make the modification uh, you know manually as well. Now before I go to the other pieces, one other thing which I want to show here, I think there's some flip-flop which I'm doing here and there, but the key point is as and when I remember, I try to provide some information. Now say for example the repair fund has been charged once. Now you click on modify. I want to remove this charge, click on the delete button, and this is removed. Okay, so if you see here, the monthly charges has come to 250 now. I'll save this. Now the key objective is once you delete that and remove it, the next time when you bill for the next month, it will include only one charge. So if you see the unit bills, currently for this particular shop, there were two charges. But once you are removed, whenever you create a new bill, the new bill will be created based on the charges that are available with that unit at that time, that are applicable to that unit. So okay, so I think there are multiple reports. Try to explore those. You want a unit bill, regular bill, it will come regular. You want only a small bill, it will come up a small bill. Let me see what is the bill we created. The bill number is 26. Let me give a snap. So go to the regular bill, you click 26, view. Now if you see the full page view, whole page, so this will include all the pieces and your address as well. So let us go to report, let us go to unit bill small, type 26. So this is a very small snap bill, maybe 1/4 of page or half of page. If you want to provide that much only to your customers, it totally depends. It does not include any of the header footer, whatever you feel right. Let us see the unit ledger. Let me click that. This gives a detailed report of all the transaction that happened for a particular. So we did work out for Star Shop. Just hit view. So as you remember, this was the opening balance 500. There was a bill that came up that went into debit. So the debit gets added to opening balance, which became 855. There's a payment made online on 418. Now the default bill will always show up the starting day of the month. So payments made online on 418, 855. So the balance is 0. So the opening balance is 500, debit is 355, credit is 855, balance is 0. So these kind of reports will be helpful when you generate the ledger for a particular unit. Now society ledger, if you want to see, just click on view. This will show all the different residences, shops, business, what bills have been created, what have been paid, work order, accounting and all. Explore those options and you can certainly see that many of these reports will be helpful. If you need any customization, do let us know. And we already went through master, admin and help. So I hope this particular software will be helpful. Again, this is for society, property, or any kind of small mall or small rental area or a plaza that you manage, or a small housing as well. You have 2 3 houses and you have put them on the rent. You can send the bills to your members units or small shop smarts. I hope this particular demo might have helped you to some extent, and if you feel that it has solved the purpose of setup as well as couple of options, I'll be very happy to take that. And if you have any questions, let us know. Thank you very much.